The three principals who you'll be hearing from today and speaking with are, to my right, starting from the left, Bill Wicker, Senior Vice President of Texaco, Stan Ovshinsky, the President and CEO of Energy Conversion Devices, and to his right, Bob Stempel, Chairman of ECD. With that, let me introduce Bill Wicker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. As Chris said, I'm Bill Wicker, Senior Vice President of Texaco, and I want to welcome all of you to the Texaco ECD press conference. Before I begin, let me introduce the other Texaco executives in the room. Jim Metzger, Vice President of Texaco and our Chief Technology Officer. Graham Batchelor, President of Texaco Energy Systems. Ron Robinson, President of our Technology Division. Kathy Robinson, our Associate General Counsel, and Micah Redimer of our Corporate Planning Group. In our Securities Analyst meeting in February, just a couple of months ago, during my talk, we talked about the importance of our proprietary gasification technology and how we were working that into the development of fuel cells. It turns out that is a very efficient producer of hydrogen, and that we got going about 16 months ago. The technology is about 50 years old. We formed Texaco Energy Systems about 16 months ago, and we began our work in the fuel cell area. And it turned out that we had a great level of expertise in terms of fuel processing, and we continue to work towards a joint venture in the fuel cell area. That got us interested more broadly in energy technology. And our 20% investment announced this morning in ECD is the first step in operationalizing that strategy. This is a potential game-changing situation for the energy business. As we said in our talk in February, this will evolve slowly, but there's just no question but that the oil industry over the next couple of decades will be subject to technological change. What did we get? Well, we got 20%, but we got 20% in a very, very exciting company. This is a company, unlike a lot of the companies we talk to, that has gone beyond basic science and initial concept to production and sales. And we want to participate with them in the further development and commercialization of these products. We believe their batteries are a clear choice for the hybrid car. We believe their solar product is exciting with a lot of potential applications. Information storage technology is just an area with unbelievable potential. But I must say, we were particularly drawn to their work in the hydrogen storage area. As you know, there's a lot of work with respect to fuel cells and fuel processing in terms of electric power generation, and more importantly for Detroit, the automobile of the future. Many observers think that the concept of processing gasoline on board a car may in fact be too complicated, too costly, or unrealistic. And the hydrogen storage problem is one where it's not easy to compress, you can't get enough of it, and it takes too much energy to cool. We think ECD has a breakthrough technology in the hydrogen storage area, and Stan is going to address some of his remarks to that. In addition to that, ECD will be developing a different type of fuel cell, different from the proton exchange membrane that many people are working on, and we're very interested in that. To be frank, any one of these products would have been worth what we paid for 20% of the company, and we're just delighted that we were able to take this equity investment. Now, how are we going to manage this 20%? Well, we're going to manage it from 2 board seats, but more importantly, we're going to do 2 things right off the bat. We're going to second a number of our Texaco scientists and technology experts to ECD, and we want to immediately go into discussions with management on that. We've talked about it in concept. There's a great receptivity on the part of ECD for this, and we think working together we can even make a better company. Additionally, we've agreed that we will also enter discussions with respect to specific joint venture formations in the hydrogen storage technology area and ultimately in the fuel cell area. So we will continue our corporate investment at 20% of the company and additionally invest in these technologies as a joint venture partner, thereby leveraging Texaco's presence, we think, beyond the 20%. We think we're an energy company. We define that broadly. We define an integrated energy company perhaps more broadly than our peer group. And we intend, in addition to growing improvement in our upstream and downstream businesses, to become a major player in the energy technology arena. With that, I'll turn it over to Stan. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Iris and I started our company, Energy Conversion Devices, in 1960 to use science and technology to solve serious societal problems. And Iris, would you mind standing up so that everybody can see you? Thanks. We felt from the outset that energy and information would be the base on which we would build the new industries required to meet the economic and technological needs of a rapidly changing world. We focused on hydrogen as the ultimate fuel. It is non-polluting, non-climate change, and it has the highest energy content. It is everything that everyone has wanted through the years. What was needed, however, was the ability to incorporate in a solid, since gaseous and liquid hydrogen have many serious problems, not the least being safety. Using our Ovonic approach, we invented materials, we invented the products, and we invented the production technology, because we're talking about systems here, which would solve these problems. In 1980, we began using hydrogen in a solid as our Ovonic nickel metal hydride batteries that have been used worldwide for consumer batteries and have become the enabling technology for electric and hybrid vehicles. Thus, we initiated the hydrogen economy well over a half a century sooner than had been anticipated. In fact, just recently I saw a report that said 50 years from now there'll be the hydrogen economy. Well, with the batteries, we made a start, and now we are advancing it to where it should be as the fuel that people will want to use, replacing our fossil fuels. Batteries are the beginning. To be successful in minimizing pollution and climate change, there must be an overall system which safely generates, stores, and distributes hydrogen by ordinary means, by truck, by train, by barge, by ship, what have you. Wherever there's hydrogen produced, we can, without changing the infrastructure, we can solve the infrastructure problem, in fact, just by ordinary means. That's why we have this idea of just one simple idea. Solving storage solves infrastructure. Now, beginning to replace the hydrocarbon age which has been with us since humans struck flint to make fire. That's a long time. Hydrogen was born in the Big Bang, and almost all of the matter in our universe is composed of it. And of course, the sun shines by burning it. Now, we can use hydrogen not only as a universal fuel, for example, for internal combustion engines and for practical and economical fuel cells, where electrons and protons can do the work of the world cleanly. Of course, our Ovonic photovoltaics is an ultimate generation of electricity, but another generation of electricity is the new Ovonic regenerative fuel cell, which is very much a part of, an important part of the entire system of energy. You just can't do one part of it. You've got to cover it from generation, from well to wheels, or from well to furnaces, or wherever they go. Now, this historic shift from fossil fuels to hydrogen requires not only invention and technology, but a business strategy and structure with global reach with which to implement it. Happily, Texaco, a company whose leadership and people we admire very much and respect, and whose vision for the future we share, sought us out, and we are now proudly joining them in a strategic alliance, ensuring that great new industries can be put in place to expand the energy strategy Texaco and we celebrate today. Iris and I are so happy that we now have a spot to stand on, and that Archimedes alluded to, so that the lever that can move the world is not in our hands alone. We really can't speak highly enough of what we think about the people and about the vision and about the leadership of Texaco. Combined with the might of Texaco, we will achieve our common purpose, and that is a better world. Now I would like to introduce, well, before I introduce our very esteemed and most appreciated friend and our partner, Bob Stempel, I would like to have our colleagues and collaborators who are in the audience, our team, part of our team, the people who make things happen and who are so creative and talented, would you please stand up? And now to the leader of our team.
Good, Stan. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Stan, and you are right. Today is a great day for ECD. You know, a few years ago, Ron Robinson from Texaco Technology, as part of an industry group considering various alternate energy futures, visited Detroit to look at what the auto industry was doing in electric and hybrid vehicles and fuel cell vehicles. Now, ECD was a small part of that tour since we were supplying nickel metal hydride batteries for the EVs and HEVs. We also took a little bit of time to show him other technologies such as our photovoltaics and hydrogen storage. And as the interest in hydrogen continued to grow, it was good to meet with Ron and his Texaco colleagues from time to time to review our progress and update them on our advances in hydrides, both for batteries and hydrogen storage. Now today it's great to have Bill Wicker and Jim Metzger and some of their Texaco Energy Systems team here as we announce Texaco's strong support for ECD's technology, especially with their 20% equity investment in the company. This investment provides a solid financial foundation for us to build on. And with their vision to be a leader in environmentally smart alternate energy technologies, Texaco is focused on hydrogen as the fuel of the future. And we agree that supplying hydrogen to the marketplace in a safe, reliable, convenient manner is important to its ultimate success. The establishment of a joint venture to commercialize Ovonic solid hydrogen storage system will provide for hydrogen storage on board vehicles, as well as in the infrastructure to provide on-site storage and delivery of hydrogen to the end user. Now, the joint venture is also a good example of how the U.S. Department of Commerce Advanced Technology Program, ATP, is working to move technology from the laboratory to the market sooner. 3 years ago, ECD received ATP funding for our Advanced Magnesium Hydrogen Storage Development Program. The development program led to ECD's announcement in November of 1999 that we had achieved 7 weight% hydrogen storage with good adsorption and desorption characteristics. Now, with Texaco's support, we can start the commercialization process focused on moving this safe and practical hydrogen storage system to the marketplace. Our second joint venture will continue development and commercialization of the Ovonic regenerative fuel cell. Unique features for the auto industry include instant start, the capability to receive regenerative braking energy, and a non-noble metal catalyst. You'll be hearing more about these joint ventures in the months ahead. Right now, the main point is the prototype and production work can accelerate with the support of Texaco, both financially and with key Texaco experts working side by side with our engineers and technologists here in Michigan. Now, Texaco has invested in ECD because of our broad range of technologies, all based on amorphous and disordered materials. And we expect there'll be other synergies between our companies as we work together. And with Texaco's global reach, we expect to find applications for some of ECD's other technologies. ECD is proud to have Texaco as its newest and largest shareholder, and one who shares our vision of expanding the renewable energy business on a cost-effective basis. We do believe hydrogen is the fuel of the future, and this announcement today brings the future one giant step closer. Thank you.
So at this stage, why don't we, operator, if we can open up to questions from the phone lines.
This question is for Mr. Stempel. Mr. Stempel referred to a joint venture to start commercialization both on the storage technology and on the regenerative fuel cell. Bob, do you have a time estimate as to when these things will be marketable?
Well, basically, for the hydrogen storage, we're going to be working in earnest to set that joint venture up. We've formed it in principle, if you will. We need to go through the details and get working on it. Ron Robinson, before the meeting, said to me, let's get started next week, and I think we'll start this afternoon, Ron. But we're moving quickly on that to get it in position so we go forward on it. We believe the storage system is going to come on very quickly because, as you know, the auto companies have indicated some very aggressive plans for hydrogen vehicles using fuel cells, and we think the technique we have is going to be of interest to them.
Christine Cheddar, Dow Jones.
Hi, I was wondering what kind of, if you've established any benchmarks for developing the technology, things for people to look for coming from the companies in terms of announcements?
Well, I think some of the first benchmarks in terms of technical performance we've achieved already and been able to demonstrate to our colleagues at Texaco 7% storage of hydrogen in hydrides that can release the hydrogen quickly or absorb it quickly. And so we've been through that type of benchmarking regarding the composition of the materials we're working with, the way they work and the way we can process it. Texaco has made their own evaluation of the feasibility of that in a production process. So there's been a synergy between us. Stan, you want to add to that?
In order to put that into terms that would be helpful to you, that means the 7% means over 300 miles on a single hydrogen charge. In other words, you meet immediately. Also, the materials are such and have been tested to show that you can go well over 200,000 miles with, we don't know how long but it's much more than that. In other words, it has a very, very long life, and you can charge it in a minute and a half. In other words, we've solved the problem of storage, we've solved the problem of kinetics, and we've solved the problem of infrastructure. And that's what we mean by a system, and that's what will make the hydrogen economy practical, realistic, and a huge new business.
Hang on a second. Nice smile, very good. Very good. Couple more. Couple more. Just a few things. Oh, okay. So what is it? 5 millimeters?
No, actually, 5 millimeters. 172 was 152. For 13 years.
I'm glad Dr. Vin is here. He knows the exact. Okay. I was just a little